Let me just say before I even start this, I record this entire video. It was like 30 minutes long. And then I realized I didn't press record on my audio, so now I have to re-record it. So I apologize for not being as enthusiastic as the first one. It's okay, OP. It's okay. Just re-record it like nothing happened. So recently, your boy got Liza out of a forever summon. And I noticed on the channel, we actually never had a legitimate solo video on this unit, which I definitely think that she absolutely deserves. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Liza though nowadays, unless you're living under a rock, because she did come out, I want to say, what, last year was her original release? And I finally managed to get her after that very long drought of being Liza-less. It's definitely not a word. So Liza is of course from the Cross the Blaze saga, so that means that she does have a cross art, but that's not really like the big thing about her. The big thing about Liza is of course her ridiculous true art that reduces everybody's equipment CT by 50%, and her insanely stupid passive that is the Witch's Proposal. Equipment CT 5% down per uses of equipment during quest, max 30%, which means if you're using Liza, she has a total of 80% equipment CT down. If you factor in her using her true art plus her passive, that's 80%. And if you have an equipment CT crest on her, 90%. That means that Liza allows you to use some equips that are very, very lengthy in CT and just make them very, very short. Of course, she does have other stuff in her kit, you know, like increasing everybody's art gauge by 4. Unfortunately, this is type B though. You hate to see it. And she has like reducing the enemy's magic resist as well by 10%. There is one problem though I have with this girl. And it's the fact that this doesn't show up in game. On her portrait, or nowhere in game does it show the number of times you've used an equip to let you know how much of the Witch's Proposal that you truly have. It's very, very annoying that this isn't like stated in game some way, somehow by an icon or something else. It doesn't make sense why we can have icons for Blood of the Ancients and Dark Cilia, but we can't have icons for the Witch's Proposal. That's kind of dumb to me. We need a quality of life for this. Yama Pete, Next Ninja, somebody help. And since mines are here, we're going to show her off in the mines with some of her favorite partners, stuff like Juno, and some other characters that you probably haven't seen her be used alongside too much. And you may be asking me, OP, are you going to show our animations? Unfortunately, no. The reason why is because it wouldn't be a genuine reaction since I already recorded this video once. And I don't feel like reacting to them again, because to be honest, her animations really weren't anything like spectacular. They were solid. If you want to know what I gave them like a 7.5 out of 10. Liza though is a very unique unit. Like whenever people do tier lists, I feel like she's always at the top, right? But I also feel like that she's one of the units that a lot of people don't understand why she's so high up on the tier list. Like if you use Liza and you go into games where people are using Liza in like super hard content, you're going to see why she's at the top of the tier list, right? And also I hate that so much. Why is that stage transition thing still a thing? Like, bro, oh my god. Because Liza to an extent speeds up your team more so than any other unit in the game. Because it's kind of like a domino effect, right? In like Grand Summoners for a lot of different characters. Oh, please don't die. Thetis, don't let our team die. Thetis, please. If you can increase your equipment CT, more than likely you're increasing your art gauge that you're gaining. If you're increasing your art gauge, that means you're increasing your damage, which if you're increasing your damage, that means the faster the boss is going to die. That's of course if you're using like actual equips that are meaningful and you're not just like lollygagging with whatever equips you can find, just throwing them on there and hoping for the best. Like on this team, literally all of our equips synergize with one another. And like I said, I think that's like one of the best things about Liza is the fact that she can do that. And she has great synergy with some of the best characters in the game, like Juno. As you saw there, that was a minute clear, and I mean, to be honest, I could have got a minute clear with a lot of characters, but still, you know, Liza did her thing. She made it to where we were spamming equips, which is one thing that I really like. Literally, equips become as fast as skills once you're using her. Palamecia, oh my goodness. And like I said, you know, a lot of equips that Liza can use, other characters can't really utilize too well since the CT is so long on them, but with Liza, we don't have to worry about that. Stuff like True Nemesis Crow, you may look at it and be like, OP, why are you using True Nemesis Crow, man? You know, what's the deal with that? Just buffs up Juno's damage even more, because Juno is a light unit, but her true art actually does dark damage, which some people tend to forget. To be honest, I even forget half the time. I'm like, oh yeah, she does do dark damage, right? That's stupid. And whenever I go do the crest for Oldius, every single time I'm like, oh. Also, I really hate how this girl keeps fainting my Juno whenever it's damage time because she's paralyzed. Like, bro, come on, man. You hate to see it. You literally hate these situations. But look at the equipment CT on freaking True Griffin. That thing is moving right now. We don't even have an equipment CT crest on Norn either. Like, that thing is ridiculously fast at the moment. Are you serious? Did we not paralyze? There's no way that we're not paralyzing right now. You have to be kidding me. You know, this is my problem. This is why I have trust issues, is that Norn uses True Griffin. It reduces their paralysis resistance by 60%, and she still doesn't paralyze, which is insane to me. Watch her paralyze whenever there's not even paralyze resist down. Okay, never mind. She didn't. It's dumb. It's stupid. Like, why is this a thing? Like, come on, GS. I hate dealing with RNG. You know, every time I fight this boss, I always say it. I hate dealing with RNG. In games where the boss is like, oh yeah, in order to beat me, you have to, you know, paralyze me. And as an RNG mechanic, it really sucks. But, you know, you just got to do it. God, dude, I can't stand it. I can't stand it whatsoever. And, like, look at that. She still didn't paralyze. Like, bro, what? You know, Keat actually did get awoken, which maybe I'll start using Keat for this because people say he has, like, a higher paralysis rate than anybody in the game. Still, man, I don't really want to use Keat for this. Like, he kind of ugly. Oh, dude, I hate these guys. On this floor right here, bro, these guys with the minigun, dummy, stupid. Never want to deal with them. Like, if you don't have Sistina or Thetis, once you get higher up in these floors, like, dude, your team is just gonna die to some of these mobs because they're just so ridiculous. Especially those because they can chain hit stop you, which isn't fun whatsoever. There's not really much else to say about Liza. She's just a support unit, which I think is another reason why I didn't really show her off, because it's really hard to show off a support unit and be excited for what she's doing or what they're doing in most situations, just because, I mean, it's not as fun as looking at, like, somebody dealing, like, you know, thousands of damage or millions of damage like a second and just annihilating a boss's HP. Like, you guys remember the Shuri showcase? That was a good showcase. And let's see if Shuri can hit. Let's see how much damage she does. And boom. Oh my god. That was a good video. Oh man, much simpler time back then, let me say. But I mean, look at this, right? Like the damage, the deeps, everything. It's just, it's so nice. It's so nice with Liza. And you know, I make this joke in the past, but it's actually true. Whenever you have like this setup, these trio right here, you're actually playing the game on peaceful. Like this is so overkill to the point to where I don't know what regular activity can stop this. We need like special mechanics in place to stop these shenanigans that we're doing. Cause if not, then we're just gonna keep going. Also, I know I'm only on floor 45, but I have not got lucky at all this time around. Last time your boy OP was getting equips dropping left and right. This time, nothing. Still though, that was Liza. To be honest, you could use Liza with literally any team. You could just throw her on there. She's so versatile. She's kind of like the new age Finn to an extent, because Finn was sought after for kind of this exact same reason. He was an arch general. He had really strong equipment CT down reduction in his kit. Of course, Liza came along and just completely kind of pushed him to the side, but it's still the same thing. You know what I mean? You're going to be having lots of equipment CT down, lots of arch gen, and it's very, very good. Yeah, definitely experiment with her if you have her and try on different team comps. And I'm telling you, you're literally going to make every single boss fight in the game trivial. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you all for coming out. If you guys wind up looking out and get Liza during this Forever Summon, tell me down below. Or if you've already had Liza, you know, what's your opinions on it? You like her? You think she's overrated? You think that she is somewhat underrated? There's not enough people talking about how good she truly is? Let me know all in the comment section below. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you check out these two videos popping up on your screen right now. Highly enjoyable Grand Summoners content. I promise if you like this one, you're going to love these videos. And oh yeah, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.